Welcome to another Contractor Click podcast. This is your host, Danny Barrera, with my amazing partner here, Mr. Leon. Leon is our Chief AI Officer at Contractor Click, has just joined us in 2026. For moving forward, Leon, how's your day going?
It's great. How are you, Danny?
Amazing. Doing well. Yeah. First time doing a podcast?
First time doing a podcast.
Okay, perfect. How are you feeling?
Pretty kind of nervous, but
really?
This is
okay.
Cool. This is cool.
Let's have some fun. How about that?
Yeah.
So what we're going to talk about is AI and how AI is evolving and speeding up processes in our organization and in the world. Before we get there, why don't you just give us a little bit of a background story into who you are, the type of work that you've done, and then we'll dive in.
Yeah. So previous to this, I used to be an engineer and working in chips. So I worked on chips, semiconductors. I worked on robots, drones, and a bit of data science, but overall, chips, hardware. And while I was learning hardware, that's where I pivoted to data science, software, and now eventually AI. So now I'm working with Danny on AI projects. So it's
okay,
great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How has the shift been for you? I mean, you were more on the hardware side of things. Now you were engineering here. Now you're in AI. What's the biggest difference?
To be honest, it's very similar.
Really?
Yeah. It's all math. Everything is grounded in math. And second, nowadays hardware is becoming so complex, right? Your average plane, tractor, car is full of software. So when you're working on hardware, you're really working on software.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So for our listeners here, maybe we can give them an insider's tip here. Should they invest more in Tesla, yes or no?
No comment.
SpaceX?
No comment.
if they can get into SpaceX, should they get into it?
I don't know if we're allowed to tell them this, but I personally would try to get into
okay,
SpaceX.
Yes, there you go, yes. We're not, don't hold us liable. We're just sharing personal stories here. We're not... giving financial advice or investment advice.
Yeah.
Just for the public knowledge here. Anyways, let's get right to it. What motivated you to join forces with us here at Contractor Click? I mean, it's a completely different world that you're from, and now you're here.
Yeah. So when I quit my job a few years ago, one of the first areas we found some product market fit was using AI to help small businesses get loans. And in that process, I saw how much additional help small businesses needed coming from a large enterprise background, right? In a large company, you have infinite resources to do this, X, Y, Z, right? You have hundreds, thousands of people. But in a small business, it's often, mom and pop shop.
Right.
They're good at one thing, but they struggle with others. So what I really want to do is bring an ecosystem of products and tools to small business owners so they can operate efficiently.
Yeah, and throughout... I would say the greater 6 months that we've been very involved in developing what we have here at Contractor Click, which I'm really excited about diving into. I think something that I've been sharing with you is the heart and the passion of Contractor Click. What's at the soul, at the core of who we serve? Because if we can develop better solutions for them, it stops becoming about how much can we amass for ourselves and get fat, The fat pigs get slaughtered first. Well, how can we serve more people and do that so much rapidly with AI solutions? So we started developing, thinking about we could do this, we could do that, we could do this one thing. But we started understanding what's the biggest level of impact we can create on a business. And something we talked about earlier on with Maddie on the podcast was how the website is an essential component to our clients' businesses.
Right.
You use a website to get found on search. Now with AI, all the LLMs, building a machine that can get found. The next one is conversions. You can leverage that on the upfront conversions as well as the sales conversion. And this is an important mechanism, yet as you've been going through databases of businesses in the US, there's a large portion of contractors that don't even have a website.
Right.
What were some of your findings?
I mean, first, if you look at maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? It's not, you can't expect everyone to have a website because it takes so much effort, takes so much money, takes so much time, resources. It takes so much attention to detail to get a proper website up and running.
Right.
And your two options are learn it yourself, which is really, really hard, or outsource it to a third-party developer, which can be very expensive. So when I was going through this list of 75% of U.S. small businesses, a large portion of them had very poorly done websites or no website at all, which in this day and age becomes a bigger problem because everyone is digital, everyone's online, everyone wants to check out your work, right? So you need to have a website, social media, everything online as a digital presence, so that when customers come to you, they know what to expect, they know how to get in contact with you. So, that's one of the key things that you need to start a business.
Yeah. It becomes this facilitator, right? And that's the hub. It's what we call the hub. If you are in home improvement, that is such a critical piece. I talked about frequencies today in the podcast, which is, let's just say you're going to a Gucci, you want to get a Gucci, right? And then, you can get a Gucci from like the legit Gucci store, or like, man, you're going to find an alley in the middle of nowhere and go to Craigslist and say, where can I find the cheapest, right?
Right.
But there's a difference in frequency, and it's no different for your prospects. So put yourself in their shoes. Who would they trust more? Is the business that shows up with a higher frequency in beautiful work demonstrated, in a website that is mobile responsive, that loads up really quick, everything is easily crawled, you can find things everywhere, or a web page that you try to do it on GoDaddy, right? Or Wix, and some things are not congruent. And to your point, the professionally designed websites, if you want to do it right, it's not a quick thing, right? It takes, between designs and feedbacks, you're going to take a good 3 to 6 months just get the product launched. And there's no promise that is going to give you results. That's just to launch it.
Right.
It's going to look beautiful. But you lost 6 months, 3 months, 6 months worth of revenue opportunity because you didn't have it. So we got to work. You rolled up your sleeves and you said, hey, let's focus, like quite literally 24/7, right? 7 days a week.
Yep.
This has been something that we talked about. Hey, how do we leverage AI and the technology to deliver something that to our standards is the highest level standards in site architecture, speed, content, everything we need to get all the technical factors for the search engines, but also all the trust factors. You want to speak a little bit into like, this is where you started becoming like, the composer, where you got all of our team's feedback, right? My feedback.
Yeah.
What was that creation like, that process?
Yeah, first, you want to analyze it from what's going on in terms of technology, right? First, with AI right now, it's like digital employees, right? Instead of having a lot of people look at your website, we can have digital electronic intelligence help you build the system. And the process has been, we first had to understand how this digital intelligence works, and then see how we can take the workflows, take the domain knowledge of our team, and put it into the system and make it work reliably. That way, instead of you talking with the team, or by you I mean the customer, right? Talking with the team, and going through a 3 to 6 month design process, I take all of the team's best practices, knowledge, the workflows, I imbued it into this electrical intelligent system, and that system can help you design first these highly curated, beautiful, optimized websites.
Yeah. And it gets the phone to ring.
Yep.
Form submissions. Get ready for more leads, get ready for more conversions, get ready to get compliments on the website. And this week we have last week we've started out our first client in our new system infrastructure. It's about a month ago. And I'd like to give him a shout out really quick because I want to celebrate you and our team's effort here in public. And let me see what he said. This came as a byproduct of a Facebook group. Someone was asking about about, hey, for some reason my news feed is suddenly filled with contractor marketing agencies posts regarding marketing. Most of them appear to be the same shit, just recycled wording, promising same results. Since this is a private group, has anyone actually seen success firsthand in this type of services? Now, our client Michael, thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve you, said, I had Danny build a website and he's helping me running ads, marketing. Honestly, the phone hasn't rang this much in March since 2018.
Right.
Since 2018. I just wasn't seeing any results doing it myself anymore. Since 2018. Hasn't seen the phone ring as much. That is the creation and the labor of hard work. And we're still like, we're just in early phases right now.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're watching this, you're listening to this, there's a specific window and opportunity. First taker's advantage. When you're able to see and partner up with a company like Contractor Click, and we're fully immersed in AI and technology development, and you want to transform your business and elevate that frequency for yourself, there's never been a better time to do it.
Absolutely.
Than now.
Absolutely.
Right. And these are some of the things that I'm really excited about. You were just sharing a quick win from last night to this morning, how our systems are almost like they're taking the feedback loop of what's being processed and it's working and improving self-improvement.
Yeah.
Explain to our listeners, and look, some of our listeners are tech savvy, others are not. What does that mean, and why is that so important in the marketing agency environment? What that's given us as far as an opportunity for our clients?
Yeah, it's we have a high bar for quality, and we don't want to serve our customers poorly. And something that we really emphasize is how can we maintain that consistent high quality bar, right? So the system we've developed is essentially, it's like your dad in your backyard teaching you how to shoot a jump shot, right? Every time you miss or your form's off, your dad comes and corrects it, right? So through these many iteration loops, we found all the little errors, we found all the little imperfections, and we made that perfect, smooth, silky jump shot that goes right through the net like butter.
Every single time.
Every single time.
Only possible by technology and team. This is what we're committed at Contractor Click. Our goal is to serve over 100,000 contractors. So the first target was 1,000, right? Hey, let's cross that 100. Let's go for 1,000. Yeah. And then we had our yearly planning, and you're like, why not go for millions?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, before we get to millions, let's aim for that 100,000. But if you're a home improvement, home service contractor, our systems are enabled to be able to help you position your business on top of everyone else. Why? Because we do deep research in your territory. We know the upsides. We do a complete SWOT analysis and see where you're weak at, where your competitors are strong at, and help you build a system, a machine that gets you more jobs on the board. Now, when you have that level of ability, capabilities out of the gates, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah.
So this is like, if there's ever been a time for you to get excited about where you can take your business, number one is stop focusing on the shiny objects, right? Because there's a new tool coming up every day. There was, what's it called? Manus, was just acquired by Meta, then ChatGPT, then Claude, then Perplexity, then Gemini. Everyone's going to be fighting. But the reality is, when it's all said and done, and you have to make your phone ring in order to put food on the table and keep your people busy, do you really want to spend all the time and months and perhaps even years figuring out all the technology?
No.
Or do you want to have a system up and running in 7 days or less?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are you seeing here for the future? Just, you're very deep into the AI integration world in enterprise, right? Mm-hmm. That's the majority of your background. What's another cool project that you are working on that you might want to share a couple of details that might be relevant for our listeners?
Yeah. So our goal, I think, by the end of this year is to help our customers automate their entire marketing stack. Right?
Yeah.
So
So good.
the technology is just coming along where that's getting to a quality bar, which is possible, which we like. And it's for us to figure out what are the best ways to design that technology, capture our domain expertise, and then layer that into a product that we can give to our customers so that they can automate their entire marketing stack. As a small business owner, you should only do what you're really good at. Right?
Yeah.
Right? The many restaurants restaurant owners I've been to, or the other, all the other owners, right? There's always something that they do exceptionally well that makes the business run. And our goal is to provide technology with AI that will do everything else that shouldn't be the highest leverage thing that a business owner should do. So if a restaurant's good at, cooking delicious meals, right? The marketing's automated, the finance is automated, right? So we're right now focused on the marketing stack. And we've started with the website, SEO, but we're moving down the line with ads, right? Reporting, everything that's included in this marketing stack. So if you work with us, we can set the system up for you, and you just click run and forget, right? The leads will come in, the follow-ups will happen, and you just do what you're really, really good at.
Yes. And when you focus in doing what you're the best at, in delivering the best type of service and projects to your end customers and give them a world-class experience, and now you have your complete marketing team. We're talking about ads, SEO, website, right on the fingertips, where you're just a couple of dials away or a couple of keystrokes. That is where we're headed in terms of our evolution. You see, because we believe that the old agency model is dying, right? The old agency model, the hire a marketing agency, pay them thousands of dollars in management, in retainer. And we've had these conversations where we're like, wait a second. If we want to serve more people and we want them to have the power and intelligence, for the first thing we ask is like, what should we name this thing, right? We call it Solomon.
Yeah.
The wisest utility and platform you can have at your fingertips. Not from a chat GPT prompt, not a little quick hack here, but built on true intelligence that drives leads, phone calls, form submissions to your business. And the second thing we wanted to do, which we've achieved already in website and SEO and content, is speed. Right?
Right.
Speed.
Fast
marketing.
Yes.
You think about fast marketing. Everyone else is just slow marketing. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'll share it here in public. When I look at our KPIs on our ads infrastructure right now, we're still running a fairly manual process, but leveraging AI technology. We're very AI integrated. And our KPIs are green all across the board. And we're able to iterate and make so many optimizations because we're so AI enabled. Imagine for yourself and your business, how much faster can you go when you don't have to wait weeks and months in order for something to change? Right? What difference would that make to the business owner?
I mean, it's the opportunity cost, right?
Yeah.
Instead of waiting 6 months for the leads to come in, they start flowing in within the next 2 weeks, right? So it doesn't look like, you're losing money, but you're losing that opportunity cost because you're not making the money that you should be making if things were done faster.
Right. Yeah. So that's what we're excited about. Leon, thank you so much for joining us. Team, you're going to be hearing from Mr. Leon here. And for our clients, we're going to be setting up a call with Leon to show you some of the cool stuff that you can also start working inside of your business. So if you're a client of Contractor Click, we're going to be bringing him in to present in how you can start leveraging and utilizing some of these AI tools and platforms. And we are going to be ramping up for our Contractor AI Summit 2026 and having Mr. Leon present. So we're really excited. If you're excited, you like this type of content, and you want to be at the forefront of AI marketing for contractors, be sure to follow Contractor Click here on YouTube, on the podcast episodes, wherever you're watching. Anything else you want to leave us with before we wrap it up?
No, I enjoyed my first podcast. It went really well, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Great to have you, Leon.
Thank you, Danny.
When you think about fast contractor marketing, think Contractor Click. We'll see you on the next one.